Rob and Slim Show.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Joe Filippone.
What's up, Joe? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Doing good.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, Joe. I think did we just come back? We might have missed the intro. This is Joe Filippone, and you're an actor and a stand-up, right, dude?
I am. I'm an actor, a stand-up, a novelist, technically a porn star, so kind of do it all.
What is technically a porn star?
Well, I do non-sex roles in porn, because, you know, kind of the state of porn is it's kind of in a bad spot, kind of like mainstream, and there's not a lot of money in there anymore. So if I was to take my clothes off and have sex in a porn movie, like, it would bankrupt the industry. So they know to just have me keep my clothes on and just, I'm there for my acting skills.
Jim Jeffries.
I'm not there because I'm good to look at.
The comedian Jim Jeffries did the same thing. I think he said he was like on a porn as like a game show host.
So what you're saying is they pay you to keep your clothes on in porn.
Oh, man. Oh, that's great.
I wish somebody would pay me to keep my clothes on. That'd be amazing.
Or pee.
Right? It's a really good gig. It's a really, really good gig.
How long have you been doing stand-up for?
I've only been doing it seriously maybe about like a year or 2 years. Unfortunately, with my schedule, I can't really do stand-up as often as I would like, so I think I'm just going to start maybe doing some funny like stand-up videos and put them on YouTube, because it's really hard for me to book at the clubs like I used to, because I'll get like a last-minute gig, or, you know, I'm not available when they want me. So I want to get back into the stand-up scene because it was good to me. And I mean, I was able to travel. I was able to go to Chicago with it and up in Oregon, and I liked that.
Cool.
But it was hard to, you know, go away, you know, for however long I needed to go away for and miss out, you know, on auditions and on gigs.
That's what I was going to ask. What do you do the most? Acting or the porn?
Right now it's acting, but now that things are kind of going on hiatus, I can focus more on my writing and getting all my novels done and submitted to my publishers and stuff. So I'm looking forward to the winter break to just kind of work on the writing aspect that I've really let slide.
I saw you had a novel too about gay werewolves. I was going to ask if you could send us a copy and we would read it on the air, like
it's amazing. Yes.
Oh no! What you gotta
Yeah,
do? What
sure.
you gotta do is you gotta get Pete in like the fucking a swim trunk on the fucking laying on the fucking the bed.
Oh, like sideways?
Yeah.
Read
Like
the
sexy
book.
reading.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I figure we could like read dialogue back and forth or something. We could definitely
Right?
make a bit.
That would be hot. Like, we could make like a whole like series of this, like Rob and Slim read Joe's erotica. Like, that would be hot. Especially if we get into like some of my like lesbian incest stuff. I would love that.
So you write a lot of erotica?
I do. That's mostly what I'm kind of, I guess, known for, famous,
okay.
infamous for is being a sex writer. But I have a horror novel out.
Let me tell you,
that's got turned into an audiobook, and it's going to be released hopefully in December.
Too bad B. Arthur's dead. She could have read that. That would have been great.
I tell you what,
oh my God, I would have loved that. Have like B. Arthur and Estelle Getty like read my incest series. That would be awesome.
That would have been amazing.
Oh my God.
I'll just have to get like Betty White to do it, like in that Family Guy episode that they did where she read Peter's erotica.
Yes, Peter erotica.
Yes.
Hilarious.
Oh my God, that's one of the best. I saw too, Joe. It said you play the clarinet or the spoons. I was wondering if you could play us something on the spoons.
Oh my gosh, I would have to go and find some spoons and put this thing on speaker. You know what? That'll be for the sequel. I'll like prepare something.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'll call in on another show. You guys can have me back on, and I'll play "My Heart Will Go On" from Titanic.
Awesome.
On
I'm
spoons?
dead serious. I'm not even fucking around. I am dead serious. I will do this for you guys.
How do you play the spoons? Like, do you take just two spoons and like?
Put them between your fingers, and you can.
Yeah,
You take two of them, you put them between your fingers, and then you can play them against either the knee or your hand. You can go up and down like the chest and stuff just to get the different noises and vibrations.
It's amazing.
This makes me think of that Soundgarden song.
I was
Spoon
thinking
Man.
that, or I was thinking of if you ever seen Regular Show, they have a ham boning.
Yeah.
Where they just start stabbing themselves. Ham boning.
Ham bone.
One day, ham boning will save your life.
The Regular Show.
Oh God.
I saw too, Joe. You said you voiced a dog in a animation.
Yeah, that was my first animated cartoon that I did. It's a short cartoon called Abby's Egg, and it's really cute. Like obviously I do a lot of stuff that's meant more for adults and older people. So it's nice to do like a little like cartoon that like kids can enjoy. That there was like no violence, no sex, no profanity. It was kind of like a weird like thing for me. It's almost when I go and I like audition for like shows on Disney, like I almost have like that culture shock, like a small town kid going to the big city. I'm like, oh my God, you mean there's actually stuff in Hollywood and on TV that like doesn't have nudity and sex and swearing? Like, I'm shocked. Unlike those like fanatic Christians that are pissed off about the Starbucks cups, I'm almost like, no,
Jesus
damn it, we need swearing in Disney.
I don't think I can control myself. I think I would drop at least a C-bomb or something.
Yeah, you gotta have like Mickey Mouse.
Right.
Fuck you, Goofy!
I have to like really watch myself when I do like kid stuff and when I'm around kids. Like when I did stand up in Chicago, like I couldn't swear.
What?
I'm a really dirty stand-up, so I have to
Chicago?
perform clean.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it was the
surprised.
hardest thing ever.
Where in Chicago was that?
It was at the Laugh Factory.
Wow.
But they had teenage comics that were going on, like 16-year-olds, and so they had kids in the audience. So they like specifically told me on the phone, they were like, you can't do like your gonorrhea bit, you can't talk about like,
Don't bring them then, I
double
say.
fisting or any of that
Double
stuff.
fisting.
They were
That's
like,
the
no
best shit there
swearing,
is.
we'll pull you off the stage. Right? I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with my act? So
Yeah.
I get up there and I worked clean, which was a good challenge for me, and I got some laughs, but I swear to God, like I ran out into the streets afterwards and I was just like yelling fuck and goddamn and cock and pussy. It was like, I felt like how like, Andy Dick or Whitney Houston must have felt when they get out of rehab and they go right for the coke. Like I had full on like, I fell off that wagon.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, hearing that the comedy club would tell you to do that. I know there are some clubs,
Instant Tourette's.
Yeah, you had the Tourette's real fast there.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I could. So like we were talking a week ago, or a week or two ago, Slim mentioned about if we ever went to regular radio, and at one point I said I think we could do it, but I don't think I could.
Yeah, man, I pissed my
Yeah,
family
like
off.
it's too hard. Like I almost like asked, I was like, am I allowed to swear? What can I not talk about? Like I've kind of gotten into that habit now because I never know like what the demographic is, or I'm always like, even with like the porn stuff, I'm always like a little like leery with interviews to bring it up because I never know like who's like listening, if it's like, if there's young people that could listen to it. But I've kind of just gone into the habit of just like, fuck it, I'm not ashamed of it.
If
So
they're
I'm
gonna
just,
listen to it, they're gonna listen to it either way. If they're gonna find it, they're gonna find it. I think on
You know what?
what's it? The Kindle, the Amazon Kindle, like for teens, like the free books. One of them is like a teen's guide to prom night anal. Like that's one of the free books on the Amazon Kindle. Like
I tell you what, it's better that they get exposed to that than going and sitting in a fucking church and telling people how to discriminate and go to hell.
don't drink
What?
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't touch yourself, you go blind.
Well, that's true.
Right,
I thought.
and meanwhile, the Bible is so full of like incest and sex
Yes.
and murder and rape.
Yes.
Like, you would think that I wrote the goddamn thing.
Yeah. Dude, Genesis was one of the most like action-packed things I had ever read in my life.
Genesis is
It was
fucking amazing. Like, they should make it.
And then you get like
should
into
do
the
it.
story of the flood, where it's basically just God being like, "I really fucked up. I need to start over."
Fuck that shit.
They gotta just do Tarantino does Genesis.
Dude, just those two. There
I
was like,
hid this watch in my asshole.
Whoa!
So the dirty gooks.
It's in my ass, so the gooks can get that slippery yellow paws.
who were
watch.
those two girls in the Bible that got their father drunk and
Oh
like
yeah, that's
raped
Lot.
him?
That's
Like,
Lot.
what?
Oh yeah, those two little sluts.
Yeah, they like got him drunk and raped him.
And was he really that drunk that he couldn't tell his daughter
I
was sitting on
know,
his dick?
come
I mean,
on.
come on.
Right. I mean, you know, if the Bible would have been set in Arkansas, they wouldn't have had to get him drunk. They would have just had to be like, "Hey, Dad," and they would have done the deed.
The Bible is set in the Middle East, though.
Yeah. Jesus was an Arabian.
Yeah.
Jesus of Arabia. I wrote that.
Jesus of Arabia.
What I wanted to ask you too, Joe. What do your parents think about it? Like, do they know? That
Oh
you work
yeah,
for porn?
like I do not keep anything in my life a secret, which is funny because it's like, you know, I'm Italian, so I grew up Catholic. My dad went to Catholic school. My mom like is still like very Catholic, goes to church and everything. My mom supports me, and I think, for lack of a better word, with my porn and erotic side, she kind of tolerates it. But, you know, she's not like, she doesn't like have a banner that's like, my son does porn, or, you know, like when I got nominated for like, you know, the Cyber Socket or the Grabby, like, she didn't go out of her way to tell people. But, you know, she still tells me, like, when I called her up and said that I got the nomination, she was like, "Oh, I'm really proud of you." And even when I started doing the erotica and when I did my first porn, like, my mom was like, you know, it's your life, you're an adult, you know, just make sure that whatever consequences, you know, you're prepared for them, you can live with them. She's like, "I'm not going to tell you what to do." And I think that's the best parenting that
cool.
a parent can do.
My
Because it
ex-wife
is
has-
ultimately our lives.
My ex-wife has brought it up too. What if, you know, we have 3 sons? What if one of them turns gay or what? I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
really,
love him
what is the
no
problem?
matter
Yeah.
what. I mean, it's my son.
Yeah,
like-
right?
And she's way too
Yeah.
like more right wing than I am, and she's into the God thing, and probably not going to Starbucks anymore. And yeah, but
Fuck Starbucks. They're not Christmassy enough.
Right? Because it's like, you know, all of those things that are in the Bible, like snowflakes and reindeers. You know, it's like if
Christmas
your
tree.
if your
Candy
religion is defined by a fucking coffee cup, like, you're not religious. You know?
Yeah.
Those are the same
I'm
assholes
sorry.
that...
I was gonna say too. You said you're Catholic. I do laugh because a lot of Catholics only go to church on Christmas. Like
Yeah,
it's the
like-
once a year
Yeah.
Catholics.
Like my
Yep.
family.
Christmas and Easter.
Well, Easter
man,
too,
yeah.
right? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yes,
Easter.
yeah.
I
That's
don't
what
do-
my
I don't
girlfriend
do
Jules
any of
said
that
too.
shit.
We were just talking about that a couple nights ago.
Christmas and
It's
Easter.
the once or
Yeah.
twice a year Catholic. Like,
Yep.
and I've
Yeah,
always
well,
noticed
it's the same with Italians. You know, it's like Italians, we only get together on like
Funerals.
Christmas, Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
and funerals and weddings. The
Yeah.
rest
That's
of the
it,
year, we
that's it.
hate each other. I don't talk to my family. Like, I don't even know what my cousins are doing. I don't even think they could pick me out of a lineup now. I haven't seen them in years.
Yep.
I was gonna say
No
too.
one's died. We live long in my family.
A lot of the Catholics use the Lord's name in vain. The
No,
worst
absolutely.
out of anybody.
Oh yeah, yeah.
my God.
No
Like my
one,
mom.
no one does it worse than Catholics. And the funny thing is, like, I'll call my mom on that when she does it, like, because she, like, when she gets really pissed, she'll do, you know, the whole like, "God damn it, Joseph Lawrence, why do you always gotta fucking swear? I raised you better than that." And I'll be like, "Mom, you just swore." "I did not. God damn it, it's different when a mother does it."
It's the
Of
best.
course it is.
Or she does the whole like parenting thing when she gets really pissed at me and I call her on it. She'll be like, "You made me swear."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yes, mother, I have that power over you."
It's the best of my family. Like, on my dad's side, it's the Italian Catholics, and on my mom's side, it's the Irish Catholics.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a
man.
combo. Wow.
I have
Wow,
something very
yeah.
similar.
I can just imagine all of the drunken fights. I love it.
My mother's side is the Italian Catholics, and my father's side is I just assume they're Catholic, but it's the Polish.
Oh,
so,
God.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I got the Guineas on my mom's side, and then my dad's side is German and Dutch, I think. But my dad's side isn't close. Like you said, my Italian side is a lot closer. But
yeah. I always kind of wanted like that close family that like you see in the BS Hollywood movies, you know, that like we all go over, you know, for the Sunday dinner and stuff. I always kind of wanted that.
Yeah.
But knowing my family, like they would drive me to like drink and do drugs. Like I would be so much more fucked up than I would. I'd probably have amazing stand-up, you know, material more than I do now. But at what price am I going to pay? You know, I don't want to be doing stand-up, you know, at Promises, you know, for David Duchovny.
Oh, that's awesome. Mike just showed us. Somebody tweeted. Is that a tweet?
No, I got this link. This is actually linked from our buddy Tom. He just linked it to me on Facebook. Let me show this to the camera.
It's the Starbucks cups. Oh, yeah. Let me just show it.
Oh.
But with swastikas.
The greatest thing I saw was a
amazing.
Starbucks cup on Facebook. Someone had put a cup holder on it that said "Hail Satan," and they had like the whole like horns, and I love that. And then I saw an article from like one of those fake like newsy things that, you know, the Starbucks actually came out and said that they were trying to lure away Christians, and they were going to introduce a new drink called Lucifer's Delight, and
I would
doing,
drink
like,
that.
virgin
I would drink
sacrifices.
coffee.
And that's how I knew the article was fake, when it said virgin sacrifice. There's no virgins anywhere anymore. Not even the Catholic girls are virgins anymore. They're not even doing it up the ass. Now they're just letting them fuck in their pussies.
Are the Catholics still against birth control?
Yes, they are.
They are. Wow.
Yeah. That's why we have such big fucking families.
Yeah, really.
That's like my parents have huge families because of that.
Remember, like,
Yeah.
My mother's father, my grandfather, he would have been like 90-something at this point. He was the youngest of 14.
Wow.
And let me tell you, yeah, he was the youngest of 14. He was born in Italy. On his 18th birthday, he moved to the United States. 1 year later, he got drafted and went to fight with the
Italy.
U.S. in Italy.
Wow.
Wow. Oh,
That's
wow.
like irony.
Yeah.
It really is.
This is what you
Right,
do
but
now.
man, I'm still like the youngest of 14. Like at some point, you just have to be like, no, bitch, close your legs. It's a vagina, not a clown car. Like, my God, 14
Put a
children.
clamp up there.
At the end, they were probably just walking out of there.
They tap dancing
they're
out.
just like twirling the cane and the top hat.
You ever see the end of Spaceballs when the alien comes out of the dude's chest and it's tap dancing across
Yes.
the bar? Just like that.
I'm a prom night dumpster baby.
Joe, what projects do you have going on now, like acting?
So right now, actually this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to be down in San Diego doing a show called Mickey and Worm, which is a 1940s film noir style stage show. We're going to be at the Elks Lodge, and there's still some tickets available. I'm going to be spamming my Twitter and social media accounts for it. So I've got that going on. And I actually just had an audition for a new pilot, which if I get it, it would shoot at the end of the month. So fingers crossed for that. But you know, things are kind of wrapping down. So right now it's just the show in San Diego that's taken up a lot of my time. And I'm actually looking forward to next month in December, because I'm treating myself to like a month-long vacation.
Nice.
Because I need it. I'm just like, I'm going home to Colorado to see my family. I'm staying there for a month. I'm not even going to think about acting. I'm just going to just vegetate and relax and recharge the batteries and get ready to do it all again next year.
How's the weed out there? I heard it's good.
Oh, it is.
In Colorado?
Yeah.
I mean, it must be good now. I mean, it's like, wasn't there a thing like a few months ago, like the state was like full and they wanted to like put up the signs that said like, you know, no more room in Colorado or whatever. So
I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's
Wow.
the crisis. Yeah, and I guess like apparently like I was reading some stuff like traffic is just awful now. Like traffic is as bad in Colorado as it is here in California. So,
wow.
I mean, it must be some pretty good shit. Like, I don't want to think about how much that stuff must cost, but I'll tell you what, when I'm there next month, I'll try some out for research for your show. And then you guys can bring me back, and I'll tell you which is the good shit.
All right.
Nice. Awesome, dude. What is your Twitter handle again, too? You had mentioned that.
So my Twitter is at Joe Filippone. It's just my name, Filippone. And if you guys are on Facebook, you can like me on Facebook.com/official Joe Filippone. I'm also on Instagram at Joe Filippone. I have stuff on YouTube. You can see my stand-up. You can either just search for me, or you can find my channel at youtube.com/thehiphopjoe. So I don't post on YouTube as much as I should. I need to get better at that.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe they'll start being some more, like, comedic videos and me doing stupid shit that I think is funny, but no one else finds funny.
I found that's the best kind of thing to do.
So
like, I used to be
know.
critical, and I'm just like, whatever I think's funny. That's all that matters. What about your erotica? Like, do you sell that on, like, Amazon? Is it ebooks? Are they actual novels? Like...
So all of my stuff is on Amazon, either ebooks. Some of the stuff is print books. As I said, my horror novel, In the Tarot, that's going to be an audiobook, hopefully out in December before Christmas, so y'all can stock up and you know, give the gift of Christmas cheer and as a horror novel that deals with tarot cards, because nothing says Christian like tarot cards. But again, like, I promote all my shit like on social media. If you guys follow me, you'll get tired of looking at all my stuff. Like, that's what I was doing today. Since it's Veterans Day, I have a novel that's like gay soldiers called My Soldier, My War. And I spent like the whole day on all the Facebook, you know, like author pages, like the book promo pages on Facebook. And I was just spamming all of that, like throughout the whole day. Like, I do it so much that I start to annoy myself. And I'm like, this is part of it. Like, I know, like, it's part of the business, but I'm just like, oh, even I get sick of my posts.
I do the same thing with the show, though, when I tweet out, like, the links.
So, you know, it's like that necessary evil type of thing.
The shameless plug that you got to.
I'm kind of curious, like, with writing erotica, do you deal with, like, a really strange fan base, or, like, like stalkerish fan base, like...
I have had stalkers, like, and some of, like, the stalkers that I have gotten, like, they have been, like, really crazy. Like, they've been the type,
like the heavy breathing.
Oh, I read your book, and I know that you wrote it about me, and I love you. Let's get married. Blah blah blah. I mean, it's like the good thing is, like, most of them are like, you know, like Midwest or East Coast or, like, you know, small town people that, you know, their best friend is like a sheep, so I can just like block them and I'm probably safe. I've never had like anyone like find my house and do all that, but I mean, it's like I've gotten death threats. I've been I've been
Canadian lawsuits.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I've gotten death threats from the Christians,
and heavy breathing fun seekers.
Yeah, that's what Jesus would do. And you know, I've been blamed from everything from like 9/11 to AIDS to pedophilia. Like, apparently it's my fault that we have molestation and rape. So I apologize to anyone listening to this who has been molested or raped for me causing that to happen to you. Anyone who has AIDS, I apologize, because apparently that's my fault too.
Somebody said we should be dragged through the streets and burned for April Fools.
What I want to know is these guys definitely read your books that are accusing you of a shit.
They hung on every word.
Yeah,
they were reading the books. They were masturbating.
Like, it's so crazy, and it's like, you know, if you're so against the stuff that I write, don't buy it. Like, no one's forcing you to read it.
That's because they're secretly like pleasuring themselves to it while
they secretly enjoy it and feel guilty about it. Exactly.
That's what it is.
Right. Yep. But I always hate that like, as you know, erotic writers, as you know, people in porn, any type of sex worker, like, we always get blamed for like all the sexual perversions that's out there. And my thing is, like, if you're gonna blame me for like rapists and stuff, then you better be like fucking blaming Stephen King and Anne Rice for murderers.
What about priests?
Anyone?
Yeah, really. Why don't you blame some of those Catholic priests that were moving people around in the church?
Yep.
Right? Like it's crazy. Like I don't know. I really do think, like, I totally believe, like, that thing that was going around about how 2015 was the year America was offended by everything. And it's like, it's totally true. Like, it's true. And it's like, you know, I get that, like, there's stuff that offends people and all that. But, you know, the stuff that offends me is homelessness. You know, kids that are really being abused.
Yeah,
you know, poor people that aren't, you know, able to pay their bills or, you know, feed their families. Like, that's what you should be offended about.
And
not like
Starbucks
a
not
not
having candy canes on there.
I'm
right?
especially offended with that.
Like, if you want a festive cup for your coffee, go to fucking Coffee Bean. You know?
Or just draw on it. Draw on the
we
cup.
live in America.
Fuck yeah.
All right, we actually got
to wrap this up, dude. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you guys. I mean, this was fun. Hopefully I wasn't too, you know, obnoxious, and you'll have me back sometime.
Not obnoxious enough. We will definitely have you back on. We definitely want the spoon solo.
Yes, I want to hear that.
For sure.
Thank you so much for
All right,
talking
you
to
guys.
us.
Thank you guys. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Yes, it was, dude.
Good one, bro.
Take it easy.
Take care,
All
Jeff.
right, see you guys later.
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 That was awesome.
That was really cool. All right, guys, we're going to all break. We'll be
Back
back.
with Steve.